Okay, in the previous recording, I got stuck, and you can see I fixed it, and it's the weirdest thing of how I fixed it. So here's where we left off exactly, right? No change to this. I ran this, and it gave me what we saw before. Right? This, surprisingly, needs to be in line with all your if then else to return formatter. Right? That simple thing. Run it, and there we go. It's just the simple, it's so simple, and it's so frustrating all at the same time. So, um, yeah, that was quite interesting. That was quite interesting. So, um, little things like that. You know, again, I kind of played with it a little bit to try to figure out what was going on, but this gives me a little bit more of an idea about what's happening. But it's still kind of condensed. So, um, one of the things I can do is I can change the width of this thing and go with 15 and try that. So let's see if we start playing with some of these parameters. Okay, so now I get a little bit more spread. So it's a much more elongated. Maybe I want it a little bit taller as well. Let's go with 15 by 10 and then run that. Right? And so, okay, yeah, maybe a little bit better. But so I can start messing around with some of this stuff and changing its look and its feel. Now, I mentioned down here, here are some of the date formats. And I really did want to give you all of the different date formats. So if we wanted to display a different date segment, day, month, right. Here are all the date formats. Okay, and they're pretty they're pretty extensive, right? Here are all the date formats, and these are all the ones in Python. So I'm going to just basically copy and paste this onto the script so you can see it, and I'll go over each one. Okay, so here are all the different format directives. So this little %A gives the weekday as abbreviated Sunday, Monday, right? The capital A gives you the full Sunday, Monday. So little a, first three, big A, all of the letters. Little w tells you the weekday, whether it's a 0 is a Sunday, a 6 is a Saturday, right? So it's going to give you as a decimal number. Okay, so if you didn't want Sunday, Monday, you just wanted zeros and sixes, that's what it'll give you. Little d is going to give you the day of the month, right? Padded as a decimal number. So that's going to give you, if it's December 12th, that's going to give you 12. This little b is the abbreviated. That's what we use, Jan, Feb, etc. The capital B is the full name. Little n is the month as a zero padded decimal number. So 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Little y is the without the century, and big Y is the full year. All right. Okay. So those are other things that you can add to this. If you wanted to change this and make it look different, you can. Right. So keep playing with all of these things. All right. How about a bar chart? Looking at the most popular types of brands. And how many bottles we sold of each brand. Right? Maybe that's our question. Right? So now we're going to have a different group by. Right? So it's grouped by is df grouped, and now it's going to be brand. again, we're just using our aggregation skills that we got from before. We'll create df summary. And so we're going to overwrite our summaries that we have here. So df summary. So we want grouped, and we want sales quantity, because we want to know how many bottles we're selling. And here we're going to aggregate, and I'll just use the np sum function as my aggregation. And I also want to reset my matrix. So here I'm going to reset my index. So summary equals df summary dot reset index, and I don't have to tell it which index. It's just gonna reset the index, right? Very simple. Okay, so we can run that. Make sure our data is good. So let's run that cell. Look at our variable view here. Run that cell. Oh, did not like grouped. What did I do wrong? Grouped. df group by. That's why it's not. I got the wrong function in there. Group by. Okay, now we can run this. Okay, so now I have my data, and I've got my brand, and I've got my sum. Brand and sum. Okay. Perfect. So let's go through this process. My guess is if I put this, if I did it the same way I did it up here, where when I reset the index, level equals sales date, right? I can probably do level, level equals brand. Let's see if that kind of changes the way it looks, because right now this is what it looks like. It's got my brand and then a sum. Let's see if it changes it at all. So let's look at it, and now it's still brand and sum. All right, so I'm not really sure why this one gave me sales dollars as its level. Now it's giving me the sum, because I think I did everything the same. Oh, I know why, because I put np sum in brackets. If I take it out of brackets, let's see what it looks like then. Now I got sales quantity, right? So if it's in brackets, it'll call it a sum. If you take np sum out of brackets, it will, it'll just sum it, and now you'll have sales quantity, and you don't have to rename your, your variable. Okay, so just either way, doesn't matter. All right, we're going to do our same define a function. So this is format number. And again, we've got data value and index, indx. And the function is going to be if data value is greater than or equal to 1 million. Then formatter equals $sign, quotation marks, $sign space, squiggly brackets, 1.1f, end of squiggly brackets, m dot format data value times 0.12345, what, right? Else formatter equals quotation marks, $sign space, 1.0f, and then a k dot format data value times 0.001. Okay, and then return formatter. See, and that should have kicked out here. Okay. All right. Good. So now let's put our figure in here, and we're going to put this is going to be a new cell. Let's put our figure in. Is AX is equal to PLT subplots. And here I'm going to put the figure size equal to, we'll go 12 by 6. And we'll keep the same dots per inch to be equal to 80. Okay. And we're going to create a bar chart. So it's ax.bar. We're going to take df summary. And we're going to have brand on the x-axis. Oh, I've got squiggly brackets in here. That's not right. Square brackets. So that's going to be along my x-axis. And df summary. Sales quantity as my y. My width will have equal to 1. Edge color will equal white. Down here we'll have my line width equal to 0.7. All right, and then we'll put in our tick marks. So plt dot yticks is np a range from 0 to the maximum of df summary sales quantity plus 1, and I want to do it in $1 million increments. Okay. And we'll do a PLT tight layout. And we're going to set ax.y axis set major formatter, and we'll run format number, the function we defined up here. Okay, and now let's show it. Okay, let's see how this works out. Let's see if I get any errors. No, it doesn't look like I get any errors. Let's take a look at what our plot looks like. It's doing some stuff. Still running. I think this is all working fine. I don't see anything weird. Oh, there we go. What the heck? It doesn't look like there's anything that, wait a minute. I think there is some stuff there. But I can see little lines. But again, we're dealing with 14,000 of these things, and it just looks like white space, but I see little tiny lines in here. Okay, that's why it took so long. So because there's so many brands, a lot of them are really tiny related to the number of bottles sold. So I think we need to go back to our subsetting and do a little something. We'll give that a try. See if we can build off of this crazy bar chart that's really telling us nothing. And let's see if we can build off that in the next video.